What is up, McManus MMA fan? We are back with another full fight card prediction. Tomorrow night, UFC Fight Night. Kamaru Usman versus Dricus du Plessis in Oklahoma City. I'm going to break down the entire card, start to finish. So let's start from the very bottom, where we have Slenderman versus Dion Barboza. And we'll make our way to the very top main event. I'm going to break down everything and give my thoughts and opinions on why I think somebody's going to win and why you should agree, maybe. Um, I'm not going to spend too much time on a lot of these because a lot of these I think are slop fights, but that's okay. The main event really does carry this, and there's a couple other really good fights here that I'll talk about. But first fight of the night, Animal Lozano versus Dion Barboza. I'm picking Dion Barboza by submission. You know, as much as it doesn't seem like it, because she's a chick fighter, so she gets decisions. She is a submission specialist, and you know, Malazano's not 0-0. She's 6-1. Billion-dollar company, and she had her only loss on her record is a submission. So I'm gonna pick the chick that's a submission specialist to submit the woman who's been submitted, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah, I think that makes plenty of sense. That makes plenty of sense to me. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Let's move up the card. Next fight of the night: R.J. Harris versus Alvin Hines. No picture for R.J. Harris, and no. Come on, man. Um, I'm gonna pick Alvin Hines to win this one. I'm gonna pick Alvin Hines to win this one by KO TKO, late second or third round. RJ Harris is kind of just like a, you know, I'll get you. I mean, he's an LFA fighter and a. I think he was in the LFA for like two fights. You know, he's 5-0. Alvin Hines isn't any good, but wasn't he in the corner of Elijah Ellison? I can't remember. You know, he actually had a pretty competitive fight against Janata Deniz at 317. I was there for that. And yeah, man, I think that was a fairly competitive fight, you know. So I don't really care about this one. Uh, GR on the leg is hilarious. He's been fairly inactive. Um, I think he got popped for roids, if I'm not mistaken. So if you got popped for roids, pop them boys. Let's go. I'm picking Alvin Hines to win this one by KO TKO, late second, third round. Let's go for that. Moving up with the card. This one I can talk about. Alden Correa versus Stuart Nickel. Bro, why are we giving Stuart Nickel just straight killers, bro? This is disrespectful to Stuart Nickel. Yes, he is a can. Yes, he is a can. Alessandro Costa just knocked him out. Um, Submitted by Jesus Aguilar. Absolutely mollywopped by Lucas Rocha. That was the Oliveira Gamrot card. Yeah, he's 0-3 in the UFC. Alden Correa. I do think. Um, yeah, I mean, beat the brakes off of Luis Garule, KO'd Alessandro Costa, and that win's aging very well. You know, he just got that submission win over Cody Durden at 329. Um, so I mean, I think I'm gonna pick Alden Correa. I think this kid's really good. I think he's fast, and I think he's gonna knock Stuart Nickel out in. I'll say the early second round. I'm gonna go early second round knockout for Alden Correa. I just think Stuart Nickel needs to step like a way step down in competition and needs to not be fed to these these killers. Excuse me, excuse me, drinking water really loud. Yeah, I don't think this is a good matchup for Stuart Nickel at all. I think Alden Correa is gonna absolutely blast him. So yeah, man, I think that makes perfect sense for me. That makes perfect sense to me. So let's move up the card. I'm really excited for this fight. Ezra Elliott versus Damian Anderson. Both guys stepping up on short notice. Both guys making their debut. Damian Anderson is a B team guy, I think. I think he trains with Craig Jones, if I'm not mistaken. And Ezra Elliott's a MMA lab guy. Um, yeah, this is a tricky fight, man. This is a tricky fight. You know, Ezra Elliott is a submission guy, but he has TKOs in his record, and Damian Anderson is also a submission guy. So I think I'm gonna pick Ezra Elliott to win this one by KO TKO in the late second round. I think Damian Anderson is going to try to get this fight to the ground, but I think Ezra Elliott can defend those takedowns and is competent enough on the ground to get reversals and to get out of those situations that Damian Anderson wants to put him in. But on the feet, I do think that Ezra Elliott does have a slight advantage. You know, he's a little bit taller. He's got a little bit more of a reach advantage. It doesn't show on here. I don't know why, but he does have a reach advantage. Um, I think he'll be able to piece apart Damian Anderson and defend those takedowns. And if he gets into the situations, he's not just gonna get armbarred or buggy choked immediately. He's gonna he's not gonna get heel hooked. Is what I'm saying. He's not gonna get heel hooked. He's gonna be able to get out of those situations and create traps of his own to get into better situations for himself. But I'm looking forward to this fight. I think this is a really good fight to put up on short notice. So I'm gonna go with Ezra Elliott though. Uh, Either way, keep both these guys in the UFC. These guys are both awesome. Um, so yeah, man, keep both these guys. Let's move up the card. Levi Rodriguez Jr. versus Felipe Franco, and his picture disappears. That's awesome. Felipe Franco coming off of that loss to Mario Pinto. The decision loss. I'll have you at no. Um, Felipe Franco, not the best. Got submitted in the Contender Series. Then they brought him back to fight Mario Pinto on short notice. Excuse me. And he actually made that pretty competitive. Not pretty competitive, but he survived, is what I should say. Um, and Levi Rodriguez fought the same guy. I'll have you know, the same exact guy on Contender Series, and went to a no contest with him. I think it was an injury. I can't remember what happened. Why can't I remember what happened in that fight? But I think Felipe Franco's gonna win this one, man. I'm gonna go with Felipe Franco to win this one. And I'm gonna go Felipe Franco by decision. I think. I think what's gonna happen is Levi Rodriguez Jr. is gonna punch himself out. He's gonna lose a lot of steam early, and then it's gonna be all Felipe Franco moving forward. Um, so I think I'm gonna go with Felipe Franco to win this one. I can see. I'm just gonna go by decision. I think I could see a knockout happening, but I'm gonna go with decision. The Mario Pinto loss is actually aging pretty well. So that being said, let's move up the card to a fight that I'm really excited about. Suk-Young Ko versus John Paul Labasniani. This is a great fight. I love this card because they're putting both of these prospects against each other, man. They're putting two prospects up against each other. I think that's great. There's another one that we'll talk about that's a little bit later that's even crazier. Um, but this is tough because Suk-Young Ko, as much as in the name says KO, he is an absolute wrestle merchant, and his wrestling is really good. His wrestling is really, really good. So it is tricky because I do love John Paul. I really do love John Paul. Um, but I think that this is such a hard fight to predict. Um, but I'm gonna pick. Uh, dude, I don't know who I'm gonna pick here. Um, dude, this is so hard for me. Um, I guess I might just pick Suk-Young Ko, man. I guess I might just pick Suk-Young Ko. I think that John Paul after the who did he just fight? He fought Phil Rowe. Yeah, he fought Phil Rowe, and Suk-Young Ko um beat the made it way clearer of a decision win against Ko or against Phil Rowe than John Paul did. Um and his Contender Series win was really good, but just the Phil Rowe fight, judging on that, like that's a tough fight to pick. Not tough fight to pick, but tough fight to base this off of. I do love John Paul. I love the social media stuff. I was looking to run into him at 329, but I couldn't run into him. But I'm gonna pick Suk-Young Ko to kind of wrestle fuck him, man. I think he's gonna get wrestle fucked in this one. Um, but I'm rooting for John Paul, man. I'm rooting for John Paul. But I think I'm gonna pick Suk-Young Ko by decision. I think that John Paul has an advantage standing, but Suk-Young Ko's wrestling is it is. I'm a problem. I'm a problem. In the words of the great Marty Fake Newsman. I think yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Suk-Young Ko by decision. I think his wrestling and his grappling is gonna be too much of a problem for John Paul, and I think that's gonna lead to kind of a disappointing fight. But I do think that this fight has potential to be really, really good. And I hope they keep this fight standing for as long as possible because I want to see John Paul win, and I really like him. And the Koreans love Seok Ko. They really do love this guy. But let's move up the card. Austin Bashi versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Austin Bashi does look like some sort of troll or I don't know, some sort of mm, like Fraggle. Um, but I'm gonna pick Jose Miguel Delgado to win this one, man. I'm gonna pick Jose Miguel Delgado. Austin Bashi coming off that submission win over John Giannis. That guy sucks, you know. Um, the Nathaniel Wood fight was super close. And I don't know if I'm gonna say that one out loud, man. I don't know if I'm gonna say that one out loud. Is it crazy to say that I kind of thought that Jose Miguel, may or may not have won that fight? Is that crazy to say? Is that crazy to say? It was, you know, a tough fight. It was a very, very tough fight. No, it was. I mean, I don't think he won that fight. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was a tough fight, and he made it. He made good work out of Andre Fili that made that fight really close. Starched Hyder Emil in 26 seconds. You know, starched everybody out. Starched the whatever that Juarez guy in Contender Series. Starked Connor Matthews in the Cannonier Rodriguez fight night. Austin Bashi, John Giannis sucks, man. John Giannis sucks. You lost to C-Rod. That's okay. C-Rod, beats guys he shouldn't be beating and loses against guys he shouldn't be losing. C-Rod beat, you know, Hyder Emil. He beat. Did he beat Raul Rosas? Yeah, he beat Raul Rosas. He beat Cameron Simon. He beat Isaac Dolgarian. And then he loses to Jonathan Pierce. It's like, yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, but I'm gonna pick Jose Miguel Delgado to win this one, and I think he's gonna win this one by. Oof. I want to say knockout really bad because I do think Jose Miguel Delgado. This dude is violent. I think that his violent knees, elbows in the clinch. This dude's Muay Thai. He's lanky. I think that's gonna be a really big advantage for him. Um, I'm gonna say by knockout. Forget it, man. I'm gonna say by knockout. I think that he's gonna win this one by knockout. I think that again, dude, this dude's Muay Thai is gnarly, and I think that he can really get this. I don't rate Austin Bashi that high, man. I'm sorry, I just don't. So I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick Jose Miguel Delgado to win this one. Let's go for that. Let's go to the main card because this is such a good fight. Tommy McMillan versus Alberto Montez. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Ilia Toro, bro. Love this fight. Absolutely love this fight. And it's tough to pick. I've been kind of fence-sitting this one all week. But I think I'm going to go with Tommy McMillan. I think I'm going to pick Tommy McMillan. Alberto Montez, yes, he looks exactly like Ilia Topuria. Submitted Ricky Turcios. That's a good win. Submitted, what was that dude's name? Caldarian, something like that on the Contender Series. But Tommy McMillan is not an absolute slouch on the ground. He's more of a submission expert than he is a KO merchant. He had an absolute war on the Contender Series that was amazing, and he beat a guy named Zucchini in his first fight in the UFC, knocked him out. But I think that what kind of made me pick Tommy McMillan to win this one is his constant pressure. I think that Alberto Montez is not going to be able to handle the absolute pressure that Tommy McMillan is going to put on him. He's going to be in his face. You know, that jump knee is going to be there when they get against the cage. Watch that happen. The jump knee from Tommy McMillan is going to be there. I think that Tommy McMillan isn't going to wilt. Even if he gets taken down and held on the ground for the first 2 rounds, he's going to get up and scream in your face in the third one and be swinging at you willy-nilly crazy. I do think his defense is lackluster, but I do think that Alberto Montez could be a victim here. I think we could see a victim in Alberto Montez. Yes, he looks like Top Toro, but he also got knocked out on the regional scene. What's stopping Tommy McMillan from just walking this dude down, which I think he's going to do. I really think he's just going to walk down Alberto Montez. But I want this to be a good fight, and I want this to kind of be a war. Yes, he looks like Top Toro. No, he doesn't really fight like him. So I'm going to pick Tommy McMillan to win this one by KO, TKO, late second, third round. I think he's just going to walk Montez down. If they get to the ground, Tommy McMillan knows what to do there. And is not just a total moron. He's not just going to get armbarred or triangled. He knows what he's doing. is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to pick Tommy McMillan to win this one. I think he's got more in his bag of tricks. So let's move up the card. Fatima Klein versus Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci is an absolute industry plant. She's dating Callum Walsh, the boxer. I'm going to pick Fatima Klein to beat the brakes off of her. Yeah, I don't really care about this fight. I think Tabitha Ricci sucks. I think she's just a plant because she's dating Callum Walsh, and Dana White loves the boxing guys. You know, she got destroyed by Jandradoba, destroyed by Yao Jianan. Somehow she beat Angela Hill. Somehow she beat Rebos. But I think Fatima Klein's gonna absolutely beat the brakes off of her. She's gonna get her ass beat. So I'm picking Fatima Klein to win this one by just majority decision, unanimous decision, or KO TKO. I don't really care though. Let's move up. Chase Hoop Dreams Hooper. Chase Du Bronx. I'm so worried for my man. I'm picking Chase Hooper by submission. I don't care. Mitch Ramirez sucks. This dude sucks. He's been slimed out and everything. He beat, nobody. Yes, his contender series fight was against Carlos Prates, but that's okay. Moises slimed him out. Davis, what was that dude's name? Mike Davis slimed him out. Um, Chase Hooper, bro. I mean, people were getting to his back. Moises was getting to his back. Tiago Moises was getting to his back? What's stopping Chase Hooper from getting there and submitting you, bro? Chase Hooper's 26. Yes, he's a victim on the feet. Alexander Hernandez and Lance Gibson Jr. put him out. All right, that's okay. Lance Gibson Jr. Didn't do as bad as we thought against Bobby Green. You know, as long as Chase Hooper can get this dude down, it's over. So I'm gonna pick Chase Hooper to win this one by submission in the very first round. I am worried for him though. I am very, very worried for him. Hoop Dreams. I'm always rooting for my Hoop Dreams here, bro. I love Chase Du Bronx. I think he's gonna get this one done. And I think he's gonna submit Mitch Ramirez in the first round. Mitch Ramirez is a victim, but Chase Hooper's a victim on the feet too, so that does worry me quite a bit. But let's pick Chase Hooper and let's go for that. I know I'm speed running these, but that's okay. Co-main event of the evening: Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier versus Christian CLD Leroy Duncan. This is tough because Jared Cannonier has faced absolute Arkham Asylum in his he's fought like an absolute Arkham Asylum of middleweights. He fought Kyle Briley, he fought Imavov, he fought Strickland, Vittori, a Prime Adesanya, Kevin Gastelum, Robert Whitaker, Anderson Silva, Dominic Reyes, Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira, Kutelaba. Just naming some there. This dude has fought an absolute Arkham Asylum murderer's row. And then he fought Michael Venom Page. We don't talk about that. But what's worrying me here is he is 42 years old. He's inactive. He hasn't fought since August of last year. But CLD, man, isn't all that. We saw against Roman Dolidze that he couldn't put Roman Dolidze out. Come on, bro. But he put Marco Tulio out, and that's like that win I think is aged better than we thought. The Kopylov fight was crazy. So I'm gonna pick Christian Leroy Duncan to win this one. I think once he realizes that Cannonier can't really do anything on the feet, he's gonna start getting creative and he's gonna start doing spinning shit, flying shit. He's just gonna be doing shit. And I like Jared Cannonier, and I hope that he just kind of wrestle fucks Christian Leroy Duncan. But the height advantage, the reach disadvantage, and the age gap, and just being inactive at that age, I can't, man. I can't pick you. So I am worried for him, man. I'm really worried for him. Excuse me. So I'm gonna pick Christian Leroy Duncan to win this one by knockout in the third round. Late second or third round. I know I'm saying that for everything, but I don't think he's gonna get him out of there early. He could because he did get dropped by Michael Venom Page. He got dropped by Baralho. He got dropped by Mavov. Got dropped by. Everybody's fought. He's gotten dropped by. So it's tough. This is there's a lot of live money coming in on Cannonier, which I don't understand. But I'm gonna be rooting for the Killer Gorilla, man, because I don't really like CLD. His performance against Dolidze was terrible. So I'm gonna pick Christian Leroy Duncan to win this one and just move on because I want to talk about the main event really bad. King of Africa, that's what this fight is. Who's the blackest of them all? Me or mirror on the wall? Who's the blackest of them all? I pick Duplessis. I pick Duplessis. He has more melanin. I'm picking Duplessis to win this one. I'm picking Dricus to win this one. Two totally different things. Listen, Kamaru Usman did have a very close fight against Hamza Chimaev. Dricus Duplessis did not. But Dricus Duplessis also, you know, beat Strickland twice, outstruck Strickland, submitted Adesanya, knocked out Robert Whitaker. Usman hasn't knocked anybody out since. Has it really been since the? I think it really has been since the second Jorge Masvidal fight. That's crazy. Um, I don't know how he lost to Leon Edwards the third time. That's crazy. And the Buckley win isn't aging very well. We were like, wow, who does that to Joaquin Buckley? And then Sean Brady just did it. So it's like, okay, well, well, it's not that impressive. Um, and the inactivity, and he's 39 years old. I'm a problem. And he's in Dukas. I'm picking Dukas. He's in Dukas's middleweight division. Two totally different things, I said. Um, I'm picking Dricus to win this one by decision. I could see Dricus winning this any way possible because this is MMA. I don't think that he would put Usman out, but anything could happen at this point. Um, Everybody's worried about the takedown threat. Everybody's picking, dude, Kamaru Usman, bro. His takedown threat, his wrestling is really freaking good, man. It's like, yeah, but he is not a control grappler like a Hamza Chimaev is. And when you get in the positions that Usman was getting a Buckley in, I think Dricus knows how to get out of those. He can get out of that, but two totally different things. I think with a Dricus, it's just I think everything's kind of riding on him. This is like his bounce back. He's bouncing back off of the Chimaev loss. He's coming back to take his belt back from Strickland for. We got to run the trilogy back, bro. We got to run a trilogy, bro. Let's do it. So I'm gonna pick Dricus, man. Excuse me. I am worried that this will be a snooze fest. This does have potential to be a smudge fest by Kamaru Usman. And I hope it's not. I hope this is actually a good fight. But if this stays standing, Dricus is going to win. If he stuffs the takedowns, Dricus is going to win. And, if he gets taken down, he's able to get up easily enough, Dricus is going to win. Like, I don't see what Kamaru Usman has other than the smudge wrestling in favor of beating Dricus Duplessis. I'm sorry, I just don't. So, I'm picking Dricus Duplessis to win this one by decision. But then again, I could literally see him winning any way he wanted. The troll is real. This dude can't is real. This dude can win literally any. This dude can win any way he wants, honestly. Um, so I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Dricus Duplessis by decision. I'm just gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna pick Dukas by decision. So going over the card, I've got Dricus Duplessis, I've got Christian Leroy Duncan, I got Chase Hooper, Fatima Klein, Tommy McMillan, Jose Miguel Delgado, Sukyoung Ko, Felipe Franco, Ezra Elliott, Alden Corrier, Alvin Hines, and Diane Barboza. Let me know your thoughts down below. Recap video is going to be a day late. I'm going to my buddy's bachelor party in 10 minutes. And I'll be watching the fights there. But let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. To everybody that made it this far. Jason, Nathan, Maggot, everybody else, thanks. So, see ya. Bye.